Hey Gerald, it's your friend Toby. I have another question for you today, but I gotta be honest, I'm a little embarrassed about it. And I haven't really told a lot of people about this before. I really believe that God exists. Like, I believe he's real. But sometimes, if I'm honest, I really wonder, is he really there at all or not? I have some questions. I'm just not sure, but I do believe in God, I think. So, is God mad at me for this, Gerald? Because I feel really ashamed about this. Please help me with this, Gerald. Thank you.
Toby, that is a very great question about an important discussion about doubts. Any thoughts about doubts, Gerald?
Sure. I still get nervous when I eat gravel fruit. Sometimes I'm so afraid that I'll just keep floating forever, even though I know that won't happen.
Yeah, and you still have doubts about it though, right?
Yeah.
Well, doubts don't always mean that you don't believe that God exists, or you don't believe that, that gravel fruit trees are perfectly safe to have their fruit from, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but so I want you guys to know that, like any of you guys, kids that might be watching, or Toby, just because you have doubts sometimes, that doesn't mean that you don't believe in God or you don't believe in gravel fruit. What we have been talking about the past couple of weeks has been about doubts and about how we can know that God exists, how we can know what we believe is true. And today will be a very helpful time for those that are unsure about their faith, that have questions and feel really bad about it, because sometimes that happens. So I want to encourage you kids to watch this, to read John chapter 10 with your mom and dad, which is about the risen King Jesus and about somebody who doubted the risen King Jesus, who had questions about Jesus himself. Gerald, do you have any thoughts on our question to doubts?
Sure. One of Jesus' disciples, Thomas, often referred to as Doubting Thomas, Jesus had to show him evidence. And he loved Thomas so much, even though he doubted, more so than all the rest of the disciples.
Yeah, absolutely. So most Christians have doubts sometimes. And it's just true that most Christians, even adult Christians, even pastors, sometimes still have doubts. And I actually even know today a young man who's a strong Christian. He loves Jesus a lot. And he had doubts about God when he was just 5 years old. So don't feel like you're alone. We get doubts, guys, because following Jesus, it can cost us a lot. It can change our lives. It can mean giving up some things that we really like, and that's hard. And we get doubts sometimes because a lot of people don't believe in God like we believe in God. But doubt should make us want to learn more about God, and want us to know Jesus even more than we did before. Right, Gerald?
That's right. You can get help in doubts by learning how we can know about God, that God is real, and seeing how he keeps amazing promises that he made in the Bible.
That's right, yeah. So, yeah, actually Asaph, the psalmist, did that same exact thing when he had doubts. So we will never understand everything that God does, and know that we can, not in this life for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, and so we will need to trust him because he is trustworthy. He is a God that we can trust. So when we have doubts, at times we still just need to trust what we don't understand. Well, when you fight through your doubts, you can know your Christianity isn't just about what you were told to believe. So one way that you guys, even as kids, can know that you're really Christians, that God is really working in you, is when you fight through those doubts yourself and help yourselves fight against them, right?
That's right. And don't be afraid to talk to your mom or your dad about your doubts, because they love you.
That's good. So the most important one to talk to when we have doubts is not going to be your church leaders. It's not going to be Gerald. It's not going to be just your parents. Your parents you should talk to, but you should talk to God. You can pray to God and tell God about your doubts in him. And he loves you, right?
That's right.
Well, do we have a Bible verse for us, Gerald?
Sure. Today's Bible verse comes from the book of Jude, chapter 21, verse 22. Keep yourselves in the love of God, waiting for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ that leads to life eternal, and have mercy on those who doubt.
Great. So Well, Gerald, I'm glad after last week we were able to get that fire out on our spaceship. My attempt at the spaceships, but I have some doubts that it's actually going to lift off the ground. Can you try to help me kind of fine tune it?
Sure, and if it doesn't lift off, we can have a barbecue.
That's good to know. That's a good thought. So, all right, you kids have a great day.